Rich Eisen, host of the Rich Eisen podcast on the NFL Network and NFL Game Day Morning, back with us. All right, let's run through the signings. Now, I mentioned this to the Danettes. The Revis deal for 1 year with the Patriots. If I said you can have Revis for one, or I'll give you DeMarcus Ware and I'll give you Aqib Talib, but you have to sign him up to leave for 6 years and Ware for 3.
Well, I'll take Revis for one.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I would too.
Revis for one.
I would too.
Absolutely, I'd take Revis for one. And I don't know if the one was just for now, and we'll see what happens when Belichick gets to kick the tires in a minicamp and see what he looks like, with the pads on sometimes during training camp, see what that's all about. And I wouldn't be surprised if somehow, some way this gets longer. But the Patriots don't pay big dollars to too many people.
Yep.
They don't do it. And I clearly was surprised by just a 1 year deal, but I wouldn't be surprised if it gets extended very quickly. And it's just another chapter in the Jets-Patriots border war that Revis winds up with New England. That is just a perfect fit, and I like what they did. I like what Tampa's done. I like what Tampa has done. I like that Alteron Werner. I like that signing. I like Michael Johnson.
Here's the problem, though, Rich.
Yes.
And you have to admit, this is what the analysts do. Every signing is a great signing.
That's not true.
Oh, it's rare when somebody goes, "Are you kidding me? Aqib Talib for 6 years in Denver?"
Well, true. And obviously a lot of people believe that Denver has just kicked the door down. I don't believe they lost the Super Bowl to Seattle because they couldn't cover or get to Russell Wilson. I don't think that was what was the holes in the Super Bowl 48 loss that got plugged right there. I'm of the mindset. I hear every year from Packers fans in the first 48 hours of free agency where their hair is on fire. And it's, to me, and I've used this analogy many times on your show, Ted Thompson is like Coach Dale with his 5 on the floor, and the fans are screaming, and he's waving the game plan at everybody, saying, relax, this is what's going to get us through here. And I'm of the mindset of staying quiet in the first 48 hours of free agency is usually the good thing to do. And unless there's somebody like Revis out there. But Tampa, what they did is, Revis was going to cost them $16 million. So for $14 million guaranteed over 4 years, they got a cornerback in Werner that better fits Lovie Smith's idea of what a corner is going to do.
But what about Mike Glennon? That he gets kicked to the curb and Josh McCown comes. That, to me, is the biggest surprise so far.
Yeah. Well, in the fact that Lovie says, somebody got to start as a starter first. Lovie, he went and told the others that he's got a new, quarterback. And McCown, why can't he be the Brad Johnson of that system? Why can't he be somebody like Gannon, who later in his career finds the right system and gets success and becomes a potential championship quarterback? Why not? And, we've seen stranger things in this league. So I do like what Tampa's done. And most recently, Sproles going to the Eagles.
How crazy is that?
Is a great stroke by Philadelphia for a 5th-round pick.
Man.
And we all know what Chip Kelly does when he puts people into space in his offensive system, and who's been more dangerous over the last 5 years when he's got a few yards of space around him than Sproles.
Why don't we call Coach Kelly Cape Canaveral?
He puts people on the launch.
He puts people in space.
Puts people in space.
There you go.
Next level, Dan.
There you go, Richie Rich.
Next level. That's why you get the big bucks, Dan.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, right there.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Are you a free agent?
You mean like right now?
Yeah.
Not yet, no.
Are you going to be on the open market?
I don't know. I haven't been franchise tagged yet. I haven't seen a transition tag yet either.
Am I tampering with you?
No. How so?
Well, I just find out what's going on.
I'm an NFL Network employee.
If I can help you.
I love the NFL Network. I've been here 10 years.
You should stay.
I'm excited to do the draft coming up in May 8th. That's coming up.
Yeah. Well, you're the face of the NFL Network.
Right, but like I said, I have not been franchised. That has not happened yet. No.
All right, we got a couple other names out there.
Yes.
Steve Smith, Jared Allen, Julius Peppers, Mike Vick.
Apparently, Steve Smith is going to be released today.
Yeah.
And if I'm the Saints or the Falcons or the Bucks, I sign him up, and I say, I'm giving you 2 chances to serve that dish as cold as you want, Steve. Because, so many teams, when they trade a player away, like what the Jets did with Rivas, they traded him to another conference. They need to trade Steve Smith to another galaxy, because that guy uses anything as motivation, and this is a major chip. Even though he tweeted out yesterday that he's always going to be a Panther, which is great to hear. Man, oh man, if I'm the Saints, Bucks, or Falcons, I am signing him today and saying, you got your 2 years left, do it for us.
Well, I think the Saints can work because they've gotten rid of some guys. Got rid of Moore, got rid of Sproles.
Well, that's because they got to pay Jimmy Graham at some point.
Yeah. But if you could bring in Steve Smith, I like it. I just worry about how long you have Steve Smith in there, because it wasn't production, that they, I think, were starting to look at him, that he wasn't a leader.
Well, at some point, the Patriots are going to have to figure out who's going to catch the ball for Brady, so they don't spend at least the next half season like we did in the media last year, wondering who Brady is throwing to and when Gronkowski's coming back.
The Patriots would go after Steve Smith?
Why not?
That'd be interesting. And then what do you do with Edelman?
I don't know. Maybe Edelman's hitting the open market and perhaps learning how cold the street can be. I don't know. I mean, Nix is apparently going to be the guy who the Panthers go get. He's a Tar Heel. He knows the area and might fit their system in a way and that they like. That's just the dot connecting right now, but that means Tate's off the board, Decker's off the board to the Jets, Nix would be off the board. It's time for Edelman to find out what's what, and I'm sure the Patriots Brady would love to have him back. But why not Steve Smith up there?
That'd be interesting. Before I let you go, hard-hitting question here.
Okay.
If you had a mulligan, a job to meet women. Now, this was what was discussed prior to the show. We spent a good 30 minutes on this. Okay, so you can be a fireman?
Yeah.
Bartender?
Yes.
Chef? Doctor? Pilot? Or a plastic surgeon?
Plastic surgeon.
Just to meet women.
Did I stutter? No. Plastic surgeon.
Yeah?
Yeah, I mean, a doctor to meet women, that's sort of creepy, isn't it? Isn't it?
Depends on what kind of doctor.
Well, I mean, it's just because the people you meet are the people on the job in a way. A plastic surgeon is technically a doctor too, but no, I'd go plastic surgeon.
Adam Sandler.
Where did you go?
Adam Sandler in Just Go With It was a plastic surgeon who was in the office with Jennifer Aniston. Then they ended up dating. So yeah, I mean that really happened. I think
that's right.
Yeah,
I've seen Nip Tuck as well, Dan.
I have too. Many times.
Yeah.
I would be a fireman, I think.
Well, you're a blue collar guy.
Yeah, but see, my brothers-in-law, they're one is still a fireman in New York City. So he tells me they're always good guys. They're happy to see the firemen. And women love firemen.
That's true.
So I'd either be a bartender. See, I couldn't decide. If I'm a chef and I'm back there and I'm running that and I got power and notoriety and
see, but Dan, I've been in bars with you for many years, Dan, and you like leaving bars whenever you darn well please.
Yes.
You ghost like nobody's business.
I wouldn't be a good bartender because I would probably just leave.
You'd be like, "Where's Dan?" That's the way pretty much 9 times out of every 10 bars I've ever been in with you, the night ends with, "Where's Dan?" And it's, he left 40 minutes ago. So you can't do that if you work in a bar. You wouldn't be a bartender for very long.
Yeah, you're right. Plus, it's kind of hard to say to somebody, "Hey, can you wait around till 4 a.m.?" That'd be hard.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Hey, good luck this weekend.
What am I doing this weekend?
I don't know. Probably spending time with the family.
I appreciate you wishing you luck, though. I'm like wondering what's going on this weekend.
You got 3 little ones. I mean, I always wish.
Well, I need luck every night in that regard. Doesn't matter what day it is.
How's the sleeping pattern with?
The X-Man got up around 4 a.m. today.
Nice.
Yep. And Monday and Tuesday, Cooper got up at 2 in the morning to play with the cars.
Absolutely.
Play with cars. Yeah.
There's nothing funnier. It's not funny at the time when you hear the noise and then you look at your wife and you go, or you don't even acknowledge, and then it's like
you don't acknowledge.
Yeah, like you don't hear it, and then you just hold your breath that baby puts themselves back to sleep.
Oh, please, yes.
And then you can
so
walk in,
happens.
and they'll be in their crib and just talking and having the greatest time ever, and it's 2 in the morning. And you have to laugh after the fact when you go, he doesn't know what time it is. He's just having a damn good time with a diaper that's probably full.
Yeah, half the time, though, Dan, I was talking about this with another friend of mine who's got young kids, that I wake up in the morning going through my day wondering how soon I can get to sleep. That's the way the days go. But it's very rewarding. There's no question about it. I mean that, Dan.
Well, you should.
I do.
You're lucky.
I am. I consider myself absolutely lucky. And
the NFL Network is lucky to have you.
Thank you, Dan. I appreciate you saying that.
Yeah, just in case you don't feel loved.
Yeah. No, I feel
I'm
loved.
telling you that they should love you long time.
Thank you.
All right, I got to go. Have good luck this weekend.
I thank you. Same to you, Dan, with whatever you're doing.
Okay, thank you. That's Rich Eisen, NFL Network. Maybe they franchise him.